Hello. Here I will be talking about principles of inclusive education approach. In this approach of inclusive education, we are talking about something that combines the increase of learners to participate and reduce learners from exclusion from learning environment, regardless of their race, language, skills, physical abilities, and their perspective point of view. At this approach of inclusive education, we also have some multiple principles that we must consider or take into consideration when we deal with this inclusive education. With these principles, we are talking about flexible learning environment as one of the principles. In flexible learning environment, we are talking about something that accommodates all aspects of learning, diverse resource, and incorporate flexible layouts for learners. And this somehow stimulate learners' desire to engage in comfortable learning environment, which will save for all. Because at this principle, we focus more on things like flexible furnitures and space and a maximum space for group assignments. When we carry on, we will move to the second one, which is collaboration teaching. And at this principle of collaboration teaching, this includes the involvement of collaboration between teachers, parents, and community. This self contribute to learners' development as they will be learning thoroughly from their adults, teachers, parents, and all people who will be involved at this party. They also contribute on the development of the child. When we move to the third one in the list, we will move to accessible learning materials. With accessible learning materials, these have to serve all the learners, regardless of their disabilities or even if they don't live with disabilities. They have to form part of accessible learning materials because this all learners need access to learning materials that suits their needs, and this must serve all learners, and this also have to cater for those who live with disabilities because those who live with disabilities, they have some learning materials that they cannot use or they cannot afford to use since that learning materials does not serve for that particular kind of disability. So when choosing this principle, we have to take this as a consideration and we must apply this to all the learners. On to the other principle, we will there go to cultural responses teaching. This emphasizes the importance of recognizing and valuing learning diverse cultural backgrounds. Since we don't come from the same cultural backgrounds, the teacher must serve for all cultural students. They're all cultural students, so that mm, there is no students who will feel excluded from the class. Because since we have multiple cultural beliefs, now the teacher have to serve all those beliefs in one class. Then up with this to wrap up with this principle of inclusive education, we will get to the final thoughts, which will bring us to this point in whereby inclusive education approach provide you with skills for universal in education that cater for all the learners. Thank you.